Welcome to the weekly Zenler Customer Education Support Desk. My name is Ariel. I'm with Team Zenler. I'm with the education team here. And you're welcome to join us on the Zoom and also to post your questions in the Facebook chat, although we don't monitor the Facebook chat as much. Sophia, did you have a question for us today? Welcome to the education chat, the support desk.
So it's like this. I want to do, I'm going to explain what I've done until now, and maybe you can help me. I want to do a seasonal community. Not an, I thought first that I wanted to do an annual membership,
Mm-hmm.
but then I thought I will be burnt out. So I decided that instead I want to do a seasonal community, like 3 months the first season, and then 2 months break, and then another 3 months. So I have several questions regarding that on how will it be possible to have the active community and then close the doors and then open it again. And I started out this because I saw some tutorials from David as a bundle. So I had a bundle, but it was called My Community. And then I had several courses inside because I want to have a page for download of the monthly workbooks. And then I want to have a page that links to the community and all of that. And then I realized that the bundle is not the best, I think, answer for that because each course on the bundle just has one page. I thought it was like a funnel because on a funnel, we have these fixed steps, but then we can clone and have several steps on a funnel, right? This doesn't happen in a course. We just have like these 4 steps, pages on a course, and it's fixed because we cannot clone pages. So I was wondering if the right thing for me would be, in fact, to do one course that has so the sales page and the thank you page and then the dashboard. And
Mm-hmm.
in this dashboard, I will have several thumbnails. So
Mm-hmm.
one thumbnail would be, let's say, for the monthly workbook.
Mm.
And this thumbnail would link because I don't want to use the curriculum from the course. I really think it's not very visual appealing, and I'm very much tuned into design and layouts and so on. So I want things with thumbnails and images and not the curriculum really. So, and I was thinking, so I will have the course in one page,
Mm-hmm.
accessible through the dashboard. And then on this dashboard would be the hub, let's say, for the community, in which I would have a thumbnail for the monthly workbook. And this maybe would link to a step on a funnel page because I can have, let's say, like a page for January and February, or maybe a page for each season of the workbooks, but then I can clone it and have more pages. And then
Good
I
question,
would have,
Sophia.
yeah,
I have a question. So the answer to what you want may depend a little bit on your business model. So one of the most important questions is as you do this seasonal, let's say 4 times a year series, does the primary content remain the same?
no, that's
So
why it's a different season.
will it remain the same from 2025 to 2026 if it's like, say, autumn, fall,
No,
winter? Okay. So you're thinking to create a distinct course, quote unquote, for every season, every time you run the series. You're not going to duplicate the course, correct?
it's not a course per the contents will be not lessons. The contents in this community would be, let's say, 2 events, 2 live events per month. I want to have a meditation room, but maybe I will do it with my personal Zoom. A meditation room, 2 events per month in which we discuss what is on the workbooks, the monthly workbooks will have a theme. Maybe one month it will be, I don't know, healthy relationships, and the other months will be healthy living or whatever. And
Mhm.
then on season two, we go forward. Because what I want is that this community will evolve. But my first question really is, if my solution that I thought at the beginning, I will have a bundle and then I will have a course for the workbooks, but I just have one page per course. Can I link in that page of the course several thumbnails that I will link just to a step on a funnel? Because the funnels are not, because the questions here is, are the pages on a funnel searchable on a Google search? Let's say, could
You can
somebody get in
turn
my page?
you can turn any page s- uh, off from Google using the indexing. You can just indicate to Google, please don't index this page. However, that doesn't mean it's not public information. So if I join your course and I really like this one, monthly workbook, I could share that monthly workbook page with 10 of my friends. And if you aren't too worried about that, you can follow this idea. But I don't understand why you don't just use a regular page, like a go to site pages, new page.
Because it's just one page. Because it's just one page. And what I'm thinking is, let's say, after 3 seasons, I
Mm-hmm.
will have 9 workbooks. I
Mm-hmm.
want to, let's say that after 1 year, I
Mm-hmm.
will have another page for the first year and not to crowd so much a page. And this I can do how? Very easily on a funnel. I can clone the page of the first year of the workbooks. And then for the second year, I can
Mm-hmm.
have this fresh page and say library of workbooks and link to
Mm-hmm.
the page on a funnel. You see, my thing is,
Mm-hmm.
the issue is that the courses just have these 3 or 4 fixed steps, which I wasn't aware of, because I had planned this, that I could go and clone and clone and clone per year, and
Mm-hmm.
then so that the page is not crowded. I mean, it doesn't make sense if after 5 years that I have the workbooks of 2025 still there showing up, instead of just having a thumbnail that says library of workbooks, and then the person can go there. Because if not, people can get very confused. Do I have to do all, you understand? Is more of
Yeah,
that.
I've had some similar things I've had to work out through as well with my small business. So I'm going to share a couple things with you to make your life easier because what I worry about is that if you go and you use funnels for all of these, you're going to make your life harder. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So let me see if I can help you to make your life easier with this, okay? I'm going to show you a couple things just to make sure you're aware. Um, so number one, if you go to a course and you go to the pages, I'm going to go directly to the course access page, okay? So the only people who have access to this are people who paid for the course. Did you know that you can just delete this curriculum block if you want to?
Yeah, of course, that's what I'm going to do. And instead
Okay.
of that, I will have thumbnails.
Great. And so those thumbnails, let me just see, gallery. Let's do something like this for simplicity, right?
Yes.
So this, you can go to settings and you can on click go to, let's say, mywebsite.com/meditation room. Okay. So
Hmm.
that would be the URL. So far, so good, right?
Yes.
Over here, we go to site, pages, add page, and the page is going to be the meditation room. And you want to make sure it's visible only to logged in users. Are you going to mostly be selling just one thing? Are you going to sell just one thing per season?
The meditation room, probably I will even use the Zoom, but I understand where you're going, and I already thought about that. My
Yeah.
issue is,
Mhm.
over the years, the meditation room is not a problem. But let's say the workbooks, I want to build a library, and then I will have to build one page per each thing. So one page is the library of the workbooks, another page is the workbook, and then I will have a lot of pages,
Mhm.
create pages and pages and pages. Whereas in a funnel, I can simply just clone it. I already have all the layout there, because if I clone a funnel, if not, I know how to save the things in I don't remember how it's called. But what you are saying is I will end up with a lot of pages. And instead of pages, I was wondering, is it easier just to have a funnel in which I clone and clone and clone? You understand? And what you say, yes, I know people can share, and the funnels don't need people logged in, but people can share directly if they want the workbooks. They don't have to share the page of the workbooks. Let's say that's something that we have to live as digital creators, is that people can share our content. And this is a thing assumed that we have to live with that, you know? So why
Okay.
would they?
So why don't you just, why, you don't have to create a page. Are all the workbooks going to be PDFs?
Yes,
Why don't you just create buttons on a page or links on a page and then it just opens directly to the PDF?
because again, I will have after 2 years
Mhm.
9 buttons, right? What I'm trying to say is I like a clean slate each season,
Uh-huh.
but I want people to have access to
Mhm.
the other season's workbooks if they are curious, that I
Yeah.
will call it maybe a library. And then I would have to have maybe one page per each item. I don't know.
I'm gonna
So
let
I would
Mandy
just,
take over just because I feel like there might be something that's just not quite what for whatever reason I'm not quite understanding why the attraction to funnels, but maybe Manmeet understands better than me. I'm going to play around with something for a moment, and I'm still here to answer. I know Christina's waiting, so we might have to bounce back and forth, but let me just
yes, of
pass it over
course.
to Manmeet for the moment.
Yes. Sophia, I would just love to know, the question that Adel just asked. Is there a specific reason that you're choosing funnels over any other feature as a part of the Zenler platform?
Because in a course, I have a fixed number of one page. I have one
Okay.
page per course that I cannot clone. And funnels, I can clone and put how many steps I have there. Let's say David has a workshop that it's 20 tips for, I don't remember what. And each tip, I am sure that it's one page in a funnel, that he cloned to another page in a funnel, and he did it 20 times. So
Okay.
he has like there, let's say 20 pages. I know that it's a course for free that he has and that people have access. And the problem of the funnels is that they, even if we disconnect the Google index page, that people can share between each other without being logged in. But it's what I say. Why should I concern about that? People can directly just share their PDF instead of sharing the page of the funnel where the things are. I was thinking that if I do a funnel, I will have a lot of liberty to create a lot of the number of pages that I need for libraries and for everything in just one funnel instead of
So,
creating one page. Like I
do
want to
I
have a page also of resources.
so do I understand
Resources,
correctly that it's the clone feature that's in the funnels that you are after? Is it the clone feature
exactly.
specifically? Oh, you can clone
Yes.
a page.
Where?
It, I'll show you. Let me share my screen. So,
A
and
page
it
I
will
can
make,
clone, and I end up with a lot of pages in
but
my
you'll end up with
site.
a lot of
I end up with
funnels,
a
and each
lot.
time you make a funnel, it makes 4 pages. So I don't understand the difference.
because in a funnel, I have everything in one site very much arranged. If I do a lot of pages, I
Mhm.
can do a page one day of one thing, of another thing, and it's mixed with the register page, and it's mixed with the home page, and it's mixed with a lot of pages.
Couldn't
And
you
in a
just label
funnel,
it workbook summer 2025, workbook autumn 2025, workbook winter 2026, and then you would
and
see
I'll
the
end up with
modules?
a huge page of a lot of pages. That's what I was after, not that. I know
But
that I
funnels
can do a
create
lot of
just as
No,
many
pages.
pages. I'm
one thing
stumped.
I
I'm
would
so sorry.
yeah, no, no.
Yeah.
But I understand, Ariel, where you're coming from, and I'm trying to ask Sophia the exact thing. Sophia, are you charging for this content that you are delivering to people?
Yes, I will charge. It will be part of a community.
Okay, my suggestion would be to go with a course. Why do I say that? Because when you drip content through a funnel, the link in the browser is very easy to share. And once you share the link in the browser, anybody can share it with any one at any moment of time, and you can't restrict that. In the course, you have an option to add all the material in the curriculum, in the part of the course curriculum. So your material is protected. When they share the username password of the account, that is when they can share access. If they don't share the username password of the account, your material is protected. So if you're charging for this content, my suggestion would be not to go with the marketing funnel, go with the course and put the content that you're trying to deliver to them in the curriculum.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that would be
Now,
my
I,
suggestion.
I have more questions, but now I will wait that the other people make their questions and I will be last. Okay. Thank you for
Sure.
your time.
Okay, Sophia,
Sure.
we appreciate the value you have on like design and the look, and we want to help. We truly want to help you work through that. So thank you so much. Christina?
Yeah, hello. So I've got I'm doing this acceleration program and it's brilliant. I'm really happy with that. But I've got a slightly problem with when I was doing one of the things that we want to do, that when I did all my designing of what I wanted it to look like, and I saved it and refreshed the page. It's like it froze for some reason and it played up a bit, and then it almost took a mixture of my old design and new design. And then I thought, okay, what am I doing here? So I actually went through support and they helped me out and I did all of the things they wanted me to do. But I still have a problem, and it's on the register page. If so when I clicked on the register page, it had like the box where you put the names in and that, but that changed in the format. Can I share you with my screen so you can see?
Sure.
No, Ariel, we don't really prefer screen sharing because this is a live stream because of the GDPR rules. What you
Oh,
can
Okay.
do, Christina, is yeah,
Uh,
because Ariel has just started joining us on these sessions.
okay,
So
cool.
what you
That's not a
can do,
problem.
you can
Uh,
start. Yeah, you can share a
yeah.
screenshot on the chat for Ariel to take a look at and then help you answer the question.
Okay.
Christina, so let me just make sure I understand your question correctly.
Mm,
You are changing the design of something,
yeah.
hitting the save button, changing the design of another part of that page, hitting the save button, and then it's not rendering correctly. It's like reverting
Yeah.
back to
So
what it was before.
in the register page, there's like this box where you put the name in it and you're doing these things. And
Yeah.
then when I changed that, because I wanted to, I can put a little color on the background photo. That's all I did. I didn't do anything fancy. It was literally very basic.
Mhm.
But then when I did that, it went, I don't know what it did, but then it went really flat and long and horrible looking, and letters were big and they were all over the place. And when I actually look at it as a thumbnail, you can see it's not right. And when I go into the page that it's supposed to look like, it's not the same. It's like whatever it's showing in the thumbnail, it's not the same as when you're looking at it, and it's just not working at all. And tech just say, well, I don't know what they say, but I don't think they realize what the problem is. They don't
Mm.
really know. So I just wonder whether you knew. But if I can't show you, then don't worry. I just have to try and wave my way around it.
So I'm going to
because
share
I
my
don't know how to
screen
do
and
it.
just again make sure I understand the question. So you added an image here, is that right? You added a new block? Is that correct?
No, no, I was already, it's like a pre-setting up the page. I was doing my pages
Mm-hmm.
where, where you go into site and then you click on pages and then you go down and it's got a page called register page.
Oh, okay, sure. So site,
Yeah, that's right. And then pages.
pages.
And then I'm in my register page.
Uh-huh.
And then, so I already had things on there.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason that name thingy that was there is not coming up right, and I don't know how to. And there's a little button on there, and I want to change the color, and I can't change the color. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
frozen there for some reason. I don't know.
Mm,
And I
okay.
have reopened pages and whatever.
So I'm sharing my screen on a demo site, and I think on every other site that's not the demo site, there would be a form here. And it's the form you're talking about, right? The
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
enter your first name, enter your last name, enter your email
Yeah,
or
that's right.
whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay. And that the form is still showing up for you, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but the button you'd like to change it.
Yeah, I like to change the button, and also there's a font there. I don't know why it's got like 200 point, font
Mm,
size is 200. It's really stupid. I'm not quite sure
yeah. And
what
I
it's.
imagine you've already hit refresh, you've refreshed the screen, you've tried it on a different browser, you've looked on
Yeah, that's what
mobile.
they told me.
Done
They
all of
told me to do all that, and I had to clean up and God knows what else. And
them.
I'm even now
Mhm.
doing the website. I'm actually building it on a completely separate Google account. So I haven't been doing any research or anything on there. So I don't have any old cookies there, but it's still like stuck for some reason. But I can't change the color of the button, and that's what I want to do. Do you know how to do that?
Got it. Okay. So, yes, and there are certain design elements within Zenler that are fixed and cannot be changed. And an example of that would be like on a course checkout page. So, if I go to courses and I go to the pages and I click on checkout,
No,
see
but
this
that's
entire
not.
thing is what's called a dynamic block. Right? And so I can go to the settings, and this is where I'm going to have a little bit of ability to change it. So the
Mm,
button BG color right here, let's see, let's make it orange, which actually matches the rest of this particular site. And then click save, cancel. Okay, now it's orange. Does that answer your question? You go to settings.
um,
You go to make sure you're on
yeah.
the style tab and then go there.
Well, actually, it does, and it doesn't
Mhm.
because I've been looking for that, but I don't. When I click on that box, I don't have buttons coming up, even though I can see the button is there, but it's got the wrong color on it. It has my old design color, which I
Mhm.
don't want, obviously. But it
Yeah,
doesn't have like you were just showing me the button, big color. It doesn't have that. For some reason, I click on the whole box and I click on that little tool that you've got as well.
you clicked on the cogwheel.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and I've only got spacing top, bottom, spacing left and right, padding, font size, font color, letter spacing, line height, background color, background image, text transform, text shadow, and alignment. That's all I've got. I don't have anything with buttons on it. I've done it on my other pages, but it's just not on this one here, and it's causing me a great deal of problem. And every time I click on the ULR um text where it says newzenler.com register, it takes me into a completely different page. So I'm actually not quite sure what's going on. But anyway,
Really bizarre. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. I
Okay.
think
I'm gonna put a couple things in the chat, but number one, so if anybody here ever encounters a dynamic block and you want to modify it, find that tool button, the cogwheel button. Make sure also here that you've checked both the style column or menu tab and also the checkout fields because it's possible that it moves around in different dynamic blocks. I'm not 100% certain. So just make sure you've checked both of those.
yeah. Okay,
And
I'll do
then
that.
the third thing I would say is there are some limitations with some of the dynamic blocks where we don't have full control. Maybe that's the situation here, in which case what you could do is on the registration page, you could make your own. Here's what that looks like. I just added a full-length row. Then I'm going to add a form. That form I'm going to modify to have exactly what I want. So first name, email. And then since I added my own, my own form, I can change it to whatever color I want. Hopefully, here it is under design. I can make it rounded. I can under style change it to pink if I want to. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is the workaround. And if you think that there's a genuine like technical issue, I'm going to type this in the chat because you can make up to 25 free videos, I believe, on loom.com. Loom.com is a great place to make a screenshot. So when you do email support, you are giving them an actual, not just the text of what you're experiencing, but an
Yeah, I've
actual
done that
video of what
already.
you're
I've
experiencing.
done that
Okay,
already. They didn't come
perfect.
back very
Yeah.
good this afternoon.
Does
I thought
this
I'd just come in here, but
does this
I just have
add
to
form
try
help
and
you?
yeah. Don't worry, I'll try and see if I can work my way around it. Um,
Say that
okay,
last bit again, Christina.
yeah, it's not that's not it. I think there's something else going on here that they're not because the register URL is not right. Because every time I click
Yeah.
on it, it takes me into an opt-in page that's completely different URL and it shouldn't have URL, it shouldn't have that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's okay. I'll try and work
Okay.
my way around it. All right.
Let me also offer one final thing. You're welcome to CC basically me.
What's here?
I will receive it. I may not check it incredibly often, but I will receive that email and I will get back to you with the best advice that I have if I believe I can be a substitute at all or a supplement for support. So you're
So it's
welcome.
the team Zenler. Is that the one?
Yeah. If you send me
Okay.
that, I will check it.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Christina. I'm sorry you've been having such a hard time, and I hope the URL thing is another thing, but I hope that somebody got a little gem out of the swapping out the form itself on the
Yeah, that's it.
register page.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome. I believe, Lisa, you are patiently waiting.
Yes. So my question, I went through the whole community workshop of like a month ago, that 12-day course. And so I'm finally trying to I mean, this has been like a few years going, but I'm trying to launch my public community. So we have a newsletter of about 700 people. And so we're going to offer it to our newsletter. So I'm just trying to figure out the bugs in it and I think I saw it in the videos, but they have to sign up to be a student in our school, correct? So when I went through it the other day, like signed incognito for me to do it, then you have to become a student and then they have to, so do I make a list of like what they need to do? Because then they need to click on community. Like there's a little bit of steps there, so you're not going directly to the community. So that's my first question, if they have to become a student. And then my second question is, it's going to be a public community because of all the SEO and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to be no monetizing it, just free. Is I put membership approval. Do I do membership approval or not? I feel like doing it is better because then I can see who comes in and out and I have a little bit more control. But then if there's membership approval, they have to wait until I check box, okay, they're approved, and then they don't get an email back that they're approved, that then they can go on there. Or can I set up an email that then they know they're approved? So do I even worry about membership approval? And if I do membership approval, do they know when they're approved to then come in the community? Does all that make sense?
Yeah, maybe Manmeet can answer some of these questions a little better than me. My understanding is you don't, for the first question, you don't have to be a student in order to join a community. And we can test that on my demo site real quickly, and I'll show you an example of that. Manmeet, do you know the answer to the second question? Do folks get notified of approval?
Okay, so the members get notified if they are a part of the community. It's just reiterating if I understand the question correctly. Is that the question?
So my question is, so I guess the first question would be, would you recommend even doing membership approval in a public community? And then the second part of that, if I do membership approval, when I tested it out on myself, I didn't get an email back at the email that's not associated to say that, oh, I was approved to be a member. And so then how do they even know then if they're approved?
Okay, so I think the second question, I would definitely say I am not, I don't have a definite answer for this. I would request you to write at support@zenler.com if they do receive a notification or an email that they have been approved.
Okay.
Having said that, the first question that you asked, that is it, a good option to have a membership approval on a public community? I think that would be a lot of hassle for you, because if it's a public community, the volume might be higher. More and more people would be joining. As it gets also indexed in Google and other places, more people joining would increase. And then how would you go about choosing that I should approve this one, I should not approve this one? If it's a paid community or a paid public community, it's a case. But having a public community for free, it is only going to increase your work to allow approvals.
That's what I thought. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
and
sense.
I just saw a question come up on our Facebook group, on the Zenler Facebook group just yesterday. And the question was, in Facebook, before joining a
Oh, that's
group.
my husband.
Oh, okay. So you have to agree to the guidelines.
Yeah, so
And
he
you
really
got the
is.
answers for that, right?
Yeah, so we're doing this together. And so he really is all about having approval and he doesn't want people in there. But really, in all honesty, I'm going to be the one running the community, not him necessarily. And so it's just how we can do it. I want, like Mamit said, the least amount of work. It's already going to be a lot of work that I'm not getting paid for, right? Because it's a public community. So it's already going to be a lot of work trying to engage people and get it going. And I don't want to add more work. So I think I'll go with you, Mamit, and maybe not do membership approval on a public community. And then and then I guess I can always ban members, right? So what happens if I get a bad seed in this public community, which I'm not putting out there because I think everybody's going to be lovely. But how do I get them then out of the community if like somebody's not following my guidelines or my rules?
So this is a little bit of a soft question that's going to be very personal for you to answer, right, at the end of the day. But I can tell you a little bit of my experience. Number one, I run a Facebook group for yoga for hypermobility, right? And what I don't want is skeevy people looking up stretchy humans, right? And
Right.
stalking them. That's bad news bears. So on that Facebook group, I have had to do approvals. And it's a little bit laborious for me. And sometimes I put it off, so I don't often get to it within 24, 48 hours.
Okay.
So that's one just piece of reality, because I am the only administrator. I'm the only person actively managing that group. So there's a delay and it kind of delays people's interest. And occasionally I see that people who I very recently approved have now left the group. And there's been like 1 or 2 posts since then. So I don't know why that would be, but maybe it's because they forgot that they asked to join it in the first place, possibly because of the time gap. So that's my experience a little bit with that. If you are somebody who is online every day from 8 to 10, you're on your business and you're going to be in there, great, fine. You can set up the approvals and be good, but like, what do you do on holidays? What do you do on vacations? Create a plan around that is what I would say. If you have a virtual assistant, that might be easier for you. Part 2, I was also in a community that had approval, a Facebook community, and there was a controversy that came up, and people said some things that were not, let's say, publicly acceptable. So they were saying some racist things, to be honest. And that was a much larger group. This was already a number of years ago, and it reflected very poorly on the creator of that group. Now, I don't think it was a wide open group anyway, so you can never police everybody all times 24 hours. You might, instead of approving individuals, you might approve posts instead, which would then limit something really horrible from happening. Because what you don't want is you don't want to create a space that involves bullying. You don't want to create a space that amplifies negativity. You don't want to create a space and sometimes groups will just have that little negativity bias, right? We see it even in the Zenler group, because you could build an entire business off Zenler, replace your full-time job income. And then when something goes wrong, you might be really mad about it and want to shout about it in the community in our Facebook group. And so we've had to do a little bit of that managing in-house as well, just to make sure that, folks are going through the proper channels rather than just using the community as a venting space. We all need to vent sometimes, but is that truly useful? So
I like that. That's Ariel, that's really helpful to approve the post. So, and I assume there's a button then for me to be able to do that then in the community. Okay.
And you can always change your mind.
That's true.
If you start to notice that the other thing about the public communities, if it is going to be sensitive information, you also want to make sure people aren't sharing their phone numbers or their email addresses or stuff like that.
It's so hard with this public community. So when I was doing the community workshop, like I always thought I would have a private community and not a public community. But then it just seems so worthwhile to have a public community and have it something to be free. And then my husband's all big about SEO and all that stuff. And so he was like, this is the way to do it. But I'm more like, I have a women's circle and I don't send it to our whole email list. My women's circle is like 20 women that I send it to because and it's an in-person, but like I like that container of safety. And I feel like with a public community, you're losing that.
You are.
So maybe that's something else.
If I go on there and I talk about, something personal to me that, like, let's say that I go on there and I talk about something like a perimenopause experience or something like that. I don't necessarily know as your community member that all of my words are being publicly, screened by Google for SEO. It might not be worth the trade-off.
No, you're actually making me rethink it, which is a good thing because it's always good to like keep before everything gets launched. Because already we're only sending it out to our community that we have nurtured and not all those people. If you have 700 people, probably, hopefully a quarter of them will sign up to be in the community is what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, but yeah, so, well, these are good questions. So, well, thank you.
Yeah, and there's not easy answers. There really aren't. But running small businesses is challenging for everyone.
Yeah, and I'm new at this. My husband is not, but I'm a new entrepreneur. So this is good. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Feel free to use the Facebook community to riff off, make sure
I'm going to stay here a little bit longer too and just listen to, because actually what you had told Christina was helpful.
Okay.
And Sophia took some notes, and so I'm just going to stay in here and see what I can learn while I'm working. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lisa. I believe we're back with Sophia now. Thank you so much for waiting so patiently.
Well, we always learn with each other, so that's great. So I'm going back. I'm going to think about if I'm going to use the curriculum or the pages. Maybe I'll go more for the pages, really, because I don't like the, and also the curriculum is design wise is very limited. We just have like text and so on, and I really like the design that the new Zenler offers for the pages. It's very beautiful, and I like to have colors and stuff like that, and that's limited in the inside of the curriculum how the pages are displayed. So maybe I'll go for your suggestion, Ariel, and use maybe pages, and do a page that is called library and so forth. So now what I would like to ask, if it's possible in very practical terms, um, how could this work in payments and so on. So I'm going to try to explain this in a clear way because my head knows what I want, but maybe sometimes it's not easy to explain. So I want a paid private community that is connected to a course page, okay, and then from there we connect to the community feature, right? So this is what I understood. If you want a private community, then we can make a course and then connect on the payment, on the pricing, the community to that course. So but I don't want to make annual subscription. This would be for me a burnout and I would have to work all the time. And I really don't want that. What I want is really have season 1, 3 months working with the people. We have a workbook per month, and on that 3 months we work, like I said, relationships, and then on season 2 we work healthy lifetime, and on season 3 we work boundaries, whatever. Each season will have a theme, and then I will have a break from the live events and from the workbooks during 2 months. Then I open season 2. But what I would like is that during these 2 months that people have the break, they still have access to the community feature so they can still connect. I won't be there I will maybe do the daily meditations through my own personal Zoom, because I think this is very important, mindfulness practices. So, but that's not, I think, on the new Zenler's thing. But I would like people to still have, access to the community, so they are still bonding to each other. And then when I open the new season, how is this done in practical terms, the renewal? So I launch again the course, people can pay again, and then I manually go to the inside the course and take out the students that didn't renew. So like I do a launching, because this is one payment thing. So people will pay, I don't know, 60 euros for 3 months. And this is done. People have access to live events, blah, blah, during 3 months. And then maybe still during the 2 months break, the community feature. And then I would launch again for the second season. Again, paid, one-time payment. And then what can I do in practical terms? I go there and I manually take out the students that didn't make the renewal, and therefore they stop having access to the community. Is it so?
Yeah. So I'll show you a couple different ways to do that. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's ignore all of these pricing options that are here. So we're going to add a new plan and pretend there's just one plan. I'm going to click one-time purchase. So it's not a subscription. I'm going to put an arbitrary amount, seasonal access. You can change this text. You can add more information. You can set enrollment limit, availability, and course will be valid for, let's say, 90 days. That means from the date of enrollment for 90 days afterwards, I have access. So that means that if people sign up January 1st, somewhere around the end of March or early April, they will lose access to the course without you doing anything. That satisfies, I think, part of your question. Is that reasonable for you?
No, I know that part of the validity and all of that I can set in the pricing, but I want people to still have access to the community. And let's say I would use that for the thing already thinking about the 2 months break. So instead of the validity of just 3 months, I would put 5 months because I want them to have access to the community. But then when this thing stops, what will happen to all the interaction these people had in the community? Will it be erased?
No.
From the community? It's still
No.
there?
Yeah, to my knowledge, it's still there. Manmeet,
So
do you
if they
have anything
renew
different?
it, they
Mhm.
can still have access to all the conversations and everything they had inside that community? Or because I set this validity, let's say, of 90 days, people stop have access, and what happened there in the community, what happens to the posts they had and the interactions?
To my
It's still
knowledge,
there, so
literally nothing happens. It's still there.
okay. So if they renew it, then they can get again access to the community and they still have all the posts and everything in there.
Mhm.
Okay. So I would have to think about the 3 months that I will be actively there. And then already the 2 months that I want still them to have access, then this thing stops. And meanwhile, I will be already launching in the last week of this, let's say 5 months, the new community. They can renew it, they can pay it, and they can have access to new things. Okay. That's one thing. The other thing would be I wouldn't put any validity in the pricing, and I would do another launch, and people I can see this is another question I have. Can I use tags? Like for each launching, I can use the tag T1 for S1 for season 1, and then tag the persons with S2 for season 2, so that I am aware each student which tag it has. Is this student in season 1 and then not season 2, but then in season 3? Is this a right way to think about things?
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that. Do you have any thoughts on that, Manmeet?
Yes, I think, as Sophia was saying, when you give access to the community members, it remains the same. Like we were discussing that whether they renew, whether they come later, the access to the community members remain the same. Is there a specific reason, Sophia, that you'd like to, put a validity on the community?
I think
No, that
Sophia
was
was
suggested by Ariel.
she doesn't
What
want to
I
do
want is
validity.
like
She wants to do it
I
manually.
understand. Yeah, I understand you were not here maybe at the beginning. What I want to do is a seasonal community. I want to be actively there during 3 months, doing 2 events per month and so on. And then I want to do, not to burn out, to do a break of 2 months. But I want people that still have access to the community feature during that 2 months so they can still connect. And
Yeah, and that will be there.
then it will be there. And then when
Yeah.
I launch season 2, I can make a new tag with season 2 so that I know the students and everything. And I can either use validity or I just simply launch the second time, see whoever paid, and then go there manually and just take out the students that didn't renew.
Yeah, you could do that. And the community and the content and the post and everything will remain as it is, as Ariel mentioned.
Okay. one question I have, and this really is your personal thinking about this.
I just
I
want
think
to,
people use
may I answer the question about the tags? I think that's a
yes.
really good idea because when you manually unenroll somebody from a course, you lose that piece of information that they were ever in a course. So the tags is actually mandatory. So that's really good thinking with that.
Okay, so even if I take them out of the course, the tag will be still on the student. That's what you mean, Ariel.
Tag is distinct from the course. So if you add them in, it says courses enrolled in, autumn healthy season. And then if you remove them from that, you no longer have a history that they were in it, except in another location, which would be in the transactions, in the financial transactions. So
Okay,
tagging is going to save you a lot if you do it that way. It's a great
okay,
idea.
so that's the idea. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I think a lot about things. And my question is also people I'm from Portugal, and people are very much used to now WhatsApp, Telegram, not so much. And I was thinking, should I also do, besides the community, a lot of persons will have resistance to go directly to the new Zenler community. I mean, in the future, I would like to have a branded app from New Zenler, but this is still not on because then that would be my closed app and it would be easy. People get inside, they have all the features, but that's for a future. Nowadays, if people get
Available.
inside, it will be through the new Zenler app. And I think this will be confusing for some people and maybe even me. I'm still struggling a little bit with this. So people will have a little bit of resistance to go inside directly the community and so on of New Zenler. And I was thinking, maybe I could do just something very simple people are used to, which is a WhatsApp group, and then post the links of the posts that I do in the community directly there, and just say maybe just like, well, keep a bookmark on your PC or your mobile device of this community page. I have the WhatsApp group with no comments, just me sharing the things like, well, there's this new post here, guys, just go there and comment, and there's a new poll or whatever. And people just have really to click on that link, they jump directly to the community and don't have to be, I don't know, trying to understand inside the app New Zenler where is the community. So do
Have
you
you
think
used
it
the
would be a good
Zenler?
idea?
Have you used the Zenler app, Sophia?
Yes, I have it now here. Yeah, I'm starting to
So
use the app now.
we actually have
But
rolled out custom branded apps. So if you want to pay for that extra thing, you can get the custom
you
branded app.
do. How do we have access to the branded app?
Email support@zenler.com and request that custom branded app for you. And so I imagine you already know this, but yeah, if you just go to the Zenler app, so I've just opened it on my device
Yes,
and I am going to go to the tutorials site
yes.
and see what it looks
Okay,
like.
okay. Let
And
me be
one
familiar.
of these
Yeah, the
four things
tutorials.
on the bottom is community. And so I can just
Okay.
click on community and I can either turn notifications on or off. I don't think it's that complicated, but I understand the desire to use
Yes,
WhatsApp. People are already on WhatsApp. Sure, I understand that. One of your personal goals is to avoid burnout. And if you're managing WhatsApp and managing this community and running your seasonal course and launching, I think you're going to get a little, I think the simpler you can make it, the better, but that's certainly just my opinion.
okay. So when you say branded community, is that I would have a branded app? I would have my own branded app. New
Yes,
Zenler is already offering this service.
for an extra fee. Yes.
Okay. Because I can see that. Because then, let's say people bought a course from me, another course that it's not the one attached to the community. When they get inside the new Zenler app, they will have access to all of that. My course, the community, blah, blah, blah. What is the difference if they go to the new Zenler app instead of my branded app? What is really the difference between have the branded app and the new Zenler app for a student?
It won't have the Zenler brand. It will have only your branding, only your fonts, only your colors.
Okay.
Men need to know anything else?
No, you're
Okay.
absolutely right, Ariel. It custom branded means it will look all like your app. People might know, but then for the front end, they wouldn't know that it's the Zenler technology on the back end. It's your technology, it's your app. That's how it will appear.
And it will have the name of my brand. So it won't have like New Zenler. It will have really the name of my app. They go to a Google store and they download it already with the name of my app.
Yes, correct.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's good news because I thought this was still not available, and I will have a think about that. And okay, thank you, girls, for your support. And I have a lot of thinking to do, but this already made my mind clearer. And so I'm very grateful for your support here. Thank you.
O prazer foi meu. Thanks, Sofia. Obrigada.
Obrigada.
Lisa, do you have any further questions?
Not right yet.
Are you fooling around with the community?
I am. It's
Mhm.
I guess like part of it is I want to make it look pretty, and perfect, and it doesn't. No, it doesn't seem, but I texted my husband about the private and he's like, you're the lead on this, whatever you think is good. And I know, Manmeet, when you did the communities, you had talked about monetizing it. And do you think eventually is it better to go from a public or a private community to monetize it? I really want it to be free at first because I think it's a good place to just have people. And then if it's free, they can buy our courses or whatever else we put out there. But I mean, do you think I'm missing out on a lot by not doing a public community? Like, really, what is the big benefit of a public community?
I think the benefit of yeah, I was just checking if I'm unmuted. The benefit of a public community is always to have your bottom of the funnel taken care of. As many people know about your brand, as many people are a part of a community, you have a chance to make more sales. You have a chance to make more upsells. So if people are there on the bottom of the funnel, you can move them to your courses or a paid community as well. But they need to have that trust and conviction in you that you are the brand that can solve the problems. So usually people begin by free, which means they're giving you their time, not the money, but the time right now.
Mhm.
And then they start with small payment and then another payment and then another payment. So to have community on the bottom of the funnel is why I would prefer you to have a public community.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess if people could branch out, I mean, you could segment people out. So for example, I'm a pediatrician, but is what I, trained in for all those years. But like I could segment out moms and kids and put them in a private community, I guess, to be paid for if they want to talk about that. Or I'm, perimenopausal. I could segment out those women. Like my women's circle is usually moms my age or healthcare providers around my age. I could segment those out, and then my husband could segment out the people that he wants to funnel them to a private community, would sort of be the idea behind that, where you could have that safe space of people really sharing. So with the public community, would it be more of like us just providing knowledge? So sort of like an IG type of
Right.
thing.
Correct. Just people are more closer. You have their email addresses and you can nurture them more one-on-one. One-on-one in the sense they know you are a real person rather than a social media, which is just an account.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a lot to think about. I mean, it's fun though, but it's a lot to think about because then it just becomes work. Like staying up on
Right.
it. It's the discipline of like checking everything every day and making sure. And so I started a community. We have one course. We have a Tai Chi. We have a 80-year-old teacher who teaches Tai Chi, Qigong, and martial arts. So we did a Qigong course, and I have a community in there, and nobody engages in it. Like, I'm the only person posting stuff, and I don't know how to. So then I also get concerned, like if I have these communities and nobody's commenting. So I read all the I watched a lot of and I've done those questions, but still there hasn't been a lot of engagement yet. I'm not sure what I'm lacking in that aspect.
Right. There also has to be a strategy on, always remember this one thing, that is what's in it for them. As soon as they're coming inside the community, what are they looking for? If you keep that in mind, if you curate messages in the first 7 days of their coming into the community, it would help you to, get what they want in the very beginning, and they would stay longer, they would engage longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good advice, Mimi. I'm writing it down.
I'm glad.
So, okay. Well, thank you guys for your help. I really appreciate it. And you're here every week at this time, so on Thursdays? Okay.
Yes, correct. Thursdays,
And,
4
and
p.m. UK time.
I'm gonna make it a commitment to come because I think it just helps get me excited and I feel better having support. So I really appreciate your help, and hopefully this will be launched soon, and then you can help me with the bugs. So I really thank you so much for your time and your experience.
You're so welcome, Lisa.
Absolutely.
Being here.
Always.
Have a wonderful day.
Same to you.
Okay,
Are
so
there any questions? Yeah.
yes, I have one more question because one of the things I would like to do also to bond the people, and also because it's a very good positive psychology strategy, is to create something like gratitude partners, and to pair people. Doesn't matter how I'm going to do it, but to pair people to have a gratitude partner so that in the end of the day they can exchange three things they are grateful for. And at the beginning, I thought maybe I'm going to suggest that the people will do this through email. Okay. But now I've seen, I still didn't end up all these workshops of the communities, but I've seen that now there is this chat feature there. Okay. And the chat feature, the first thing that I'm aware is that each member has to activate the chat feature enabled to receive a message, right? We have to activate that thing from off to on so that people are able to chat with us. So this looks really a lot like WhatsApp, the chat feature for me, from what I've seen in the video. So that we can even do groups. So I was wondering if people could, instead of having their gratitude buddy through email, writing an email to each other, two persons, and so on, in the end of the night or the day, I'm grateful for blah, 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 use the chat feature to do themselves the little group with whom they are partner with. Could they use the chat feature of the community to make this partner gratitude thing, like making a group? Like I would do a group with you, Manmeet. You are part of my community, and we were paired together to be gratitude partner. So I would go to the community, open a chat, put you in a group, and we would be a group that would be the gratitude partner group ourselves. Is this possible?
Okay, so I would one thing that I have here is, number one, my suggestion would be, I would not recommend this, is because this will open room for a lot of mini groups in your community which you might not be aware of, and it will open conversations that you might not the community would get out of control when people start creating mini groups. The second thing that I would want to say is I'm not sure if people can chat with each other. I think the chat option is only for the owner of the community to the community members. Community members within themselves, I'm not sure. I would request you to, check this with support at Zenler.com, and they would be able to help you understand if two community members can create a group and chat with each other.
Okay. Anyhow, so you don't think in your experience that this is a very nice idea then?
I don't think so. It will open rooms for semi-small groups, which will become out of control. Ariel, any thoughts?
I kind of agree with Manmeet. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not creating extra complication for yourself. Again, unless you have a large team and you can manage everything, it also might be a place where people want to be a little more private as well with what they're sharing. So today I'm grateful for my grandmother got out of the hospital, right? And maybe they can feel comfortable saying that to one person, but not to 50 people. So I think I would also suggest that people choose the best way that they want to communicate too. So for example, I don't like getting too many notifications or text messages on my phone. I want my peace. So I turn all the notifications off usually. And I maybe wouldn't want to text every single day, but I could definitely commit to texting once a week. Here are the things I'm grateful for this week or something like that. And so that way there's a little more individuality and choice between what the participants get to experience. They get to choose whether they want to use text message or WhatsApp or some other mechanism.
This would be an optional feature for which I have a page set up with a form of the people that want to participate in this, and it's not to everybody, it's pairs. One person with another person. In the end of the night, the day, they would share an email just saying, I'm grateful for these three things. And the other person would have the freedom or not to reply. And the only persons that would get into this feature inside of the community, it's completely optional. I have a page and a form for the people that want to participate in this. Like you say, it's definitely extra work. And I don't know if I'm overthinking and overthink, because one of the things I also would like to do, it would be, but what I feel is that even if with the community feature, people aren't really bonding. I mean, I'm an introvert and I have access to the new Zenler community, and you call it lurker, you can say observer, I call it introvert. I don't like to go there and to blah 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 blah. But if it's one-on-one, it's completely different, because as an introvert, my energy is drained with large groups of people, but I do like one-on-one interaction. That doesn't drain my energy. And again, that's optional. It's a form there where people that want to participate in this as a positive psychology strategy, it's completely optional and it's paired. It's not a post in the community to 50 persons. And this pair would change every season. You are not bound ever to the same person. That's a no-go, every season, that, or maybe not every month, because I don't have the time for this, but for each season you would have your gratitude buddy.
So
And then in another
about
season,
30 seconds, but I can give you my 2 cents, right? My 2 cents from what I know. You're going to have to manually set up each of those communities. So if you have 20 people who want to be in, you're going to have to manually set up 10 communities if you want it to happen within the Zenler community space. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have to be somehow in each of those communities.
No, it's not a community. They would communicate with emails or whatever, like you say, they would choose. These
Okay,
people
I thought
would
you were
just
asking us whether or not to do that through the
What
community.
she was saying was to do it through chats. People can chat with each other, but as I said, as well as I am aware, chats between community members is not an option yet. It is the owner of the community to the member of the community, but you can check with support. Anyways, what I would recommend is that if if the chat is not an option, then this system would not be viable because you said that the buddy partners would keep changing. What you need is maybe a kind of a system where automatically through automation everybody gets connected, that this month your buddy partner is this month your gratitude partner is this, and there are various AI tools in the market today. If you do a
Okay.
little bit of research using ChatGPT, I'm sure it'll recommend you some names that this AI tool can do this for you, because even if it's email, it's manual work for you to connect to people. A tool can
Yes.
do your job of taking together the names of the people every month and then shifting it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Then also, as you still have time, don't you? Are we still on the time of the support?
Yes, we are.
Can I still make another question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so thank you for your time. What do you think then? Because I value your opinions and I'm rethinking all of these things really then. If it's true, maybe it takes a lot of time from my part and I have a lot of things to do. And um, instead of that, if I just stay with the meditation room. So what I would like to do is that during the weekdays, not at weekends, but during the weekdays, every day at 9 o'clock, we get together. I don't know if in a new Zenler room, because the recurrent sessions for a new Zenler is just 30 days, isn't it? 30 sessions.
Yes, correct.
So every 30 sessions, I have to renew the link. So maybe if I could
You
use
can
my
do
personal.
it. You can do more than 30 sessions as well. I think you can just check once. I think the limit is 30.
Okay. And then I would
I'm
have to change the link.
Yeah.
So if I use my personal room, if because it's only 15 minutes, maybe I could have always the same link. And I want to do a self-managed room, meaning I give the script meditation for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, for so on, a poem, a little thing. At the beginning, I'm going to do the whole sessions, but I want to train people, other moderators like David and Kevin were saying, to be a self-managed room. I know that at the beginning I must be there, but the persons that are technologically friend, because other people I know, not everybody will have this ability, for them to guide the session. What do you think about this instead of the partner buddy?
I think this would be a rather easier and a more faster option.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it will
also I
support
think
people more and support you more.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your vision of the
Sophia,
things. It
thank you for
always
the
helped me.
wonderful questions. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi, Naomi. How can I help you?
Manit, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm
I
good.
great. I haven't come because I was trying to increase my group. Now I have a group, so I'm happy.
Congratulations.
Yes. And so I don't know if you remember, for my yoga classes, you recommend me that I created a course with two payment options, one for a single class and another for a 4-class package. So I configured the tier payment as this option that you show me how to do it with the different prices. And now they join to the same Zoom link as I wanted. regardless of the package they purchase. But my question now is, how can I block the access to the lessons once they finish the 4 classes?
Oh, I don't have an answer to this question because we do know how to drip content to people, but I don't know how to block access of a lesson once the lesson is watched. You might have to do it manually at the moment, but I would ask you to, reach out to support and ask for an answer.
Okay. Or is there
Yeah.
an option to, instead of block, let's suppose it is not possible. Is there an option that I can send them a message, maybe the last class, the 4th class, that says, you already completed your 4 classes. Now you have to pay the next package, no? Another package for it. Or how can I have the next month's payment charge automatically so they can
You can
access
create
the
a subscription model. I think you can create a subscription model. That's the easiest way to do it without complexity.
Okay, because I watch in this option of the course that says payment, and it's like it's a subscription. So it means that every month it's going to be charged the same quantity, no matter. I mean, the students do not have to do anything else. Automatically, it's going to be charged.
Yes, correct. If you are on a subscription model, it's going to be automatically charged.
Okay. So I have to wait for the next, because I have now one student that is paying, no? So I have to wait for the next week to see or to check if it is working like you are telling me, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to ask to help desk, the support team, about this blocking option. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Naomi. We've had wonderful session today with some powerful questions. And as we go on every week, we get more and more people asking some unique questions that sometimes we don't have answers to, but we point you in the right direction. To get your questions answered live, Thursday live desk sessions are your space to be. Every Thursday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. UK time. I will see you next time at 4 p.m. UK time. Until then, post your questions in the group and we would be happy to help you.